Margaret Thatcher said, I wasn't lucky, I deserved it. And I love that quote. You know, she worked hard, she did what needed to be done, and she became the first female prime minister in the United Kingdom. So that's what we're going to talk about today on our Live Lavishly Light episode number 15. I'm Brenda, Florida, life coach and lifestyle advisor. And I think it's just surprising how many times clients that I work with, or even I will admit myself, I have the same struggle sometimes with this idea of just saying, I deserve that. I worked hard for it. I did the homework. I showed up. I put myself in a position to, risk asking for the raise, to risk having a child, right? What could be riskier than bringing another human being into the world? I worked really hard at being a good mother. And, if my kids grow up and somebody says what a great mother I was, then to just allow myself to say, yeah, you know what? It wasn't luck. I deserved it. Because, there's somebody else, and I can't remember who said this, said what luck is the, intersection of hard work and opportunity. And I love that idea because I don't really think, other than I suppose occasionally gambling, which I don't know enough about to even know if that really comes down to luck or, odds or whatever. I don't think life is about luck, not good luck or bad luck. I think that it is what we have done, the choices we have made, and where those are at the intersection of some opportunity. So if I'm in a negative space and feeling badly about myself or, just in some sort of negative tailspin, I could have a really fantastic opportunity come up right next to me and not even be aware of it. Or maybe I am aware of it, but I say, no, I can't do that because I'm not smart enough. I'm not talented enough. I haven't had enough experience, any number of those things that come up for us. And so it gets dismissed. Whereas if we were in another frame of mind, another feeling state, we talked about that recently, choosing our feeling states, where the opportunity shows up and we see the opportunity and our thoughts and our questions are very empowering. And it's like, ooh, so this is interesting. That sounds like fun. What can I do to take advantage of this? What can I, how do I need to show up? Do I just need to say yes? Maybe I just need to say yes and thank you. This could be as simple as a compliment on what you're wearing. How many times do we get a compliment? Somebody says we look great, your hair looks great, or, your clothes look great, or whatever it is, and we dismiss it instead of just having that little part within us that knows we deserve the compliment and just says, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. How simple is that? And then you get to really enjoy the compliment. You get to have that moment. It's very lavish. This is all part of living lavishly to me, is to be able to just accept the gifts, the gratitude from others, the sort of God winks, in the universe for you are on the right track. You deserve that. And it doesn't have to mean that somebody else doesn't deserve it. Don't project that onto other people and other things, or that this is the first time you got it and before you didn't deserve it. I think it's the wrong. I wish I could think of a different word besides deserve. If somebody else has it, I'd love to hear it. Share it in the comments. But this is the word we hear the most, and it's very commonly used. But I don't want to make the opposite of it mean something. Let's just take it for what it's worth. You were ready at the moment that an opportunity arose, and so you deserve whatever great result comes from that. So I'd love to hear if you struggle with this. I have struggled with it. I think at times I've struggled almost thinking of it as entitlement, which I find very ugly. I don't like entitlement, the idea that, somebody owes me something that way. And sometimes people would use the word deserve in that kind of a sentence. And that's not the way I mean it at all. But I think sometimes in the genuine, I am a hard worker. I've taken a lot of risks in my life. I've done a lot of things and I've had some outstanding results. And to be able to stand in those and say, I deserve that, there's just something really juicy and delicious and sometimes uncomfortable about that. But when I'm in a really great place where I'm owning my brilliance, as I like to say, then knowing that I worked hard and I deserve that feels really good. So tell me what you think about this. Tell me if you have a, love-hate relationship maybe with that word deserve. And we'll explore it together this week as we live lavishly together.